Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a last week's But Do They Watermarble, where I'll be featuring the Light and Bright collection available right now from Night Owl Lacquer. Last weekend got super crazy for me, so I thought instead of postponing it to next week, I would go ahead and share it with you today. I do have a really awesome collection coming for next week as well. So I will link Night Owl Lacquer's storefront and social media down below, and these were sent to me for review. I do have a full swatch and review available of these polishes. I'll link it in the description as well. So as always, I'm starting with my tiny teacup full of room temperature filtered water. I am using these in the order that I swatched them first. So from the pink, which is persist, all the way back down to the purple. I'll show you how they spread in this cup. They aren't super aggressive at spreading, but they do really nicely. I noticed that the first ring tended to stall a little bit, so I would postpone pulling those edges of the bullseye all the way to the edge of your cup. Once I did that too soon and it kind of dried on me and didn't want to manipulate, so just slowly work them out. If yours react like mine did, I was able to get a full pass and then another 3 rings before it kind of piled up in the center of my bullseye, and I was a little uncomfortable going further than that. So I'll be using my What's Up Nails water marble tool. I'm just going to go in for a linear pattern as I usually do for my first pattern. These did an amazing job. They retained their super bright neonness and were still really awesomely opaque, especially over a white base. So I was able to go in for a double linear, no problems at all with these. Now I'll show you how they reacted in the reverse order. So this is the purple all the way back down to the pink. I do think that the pink was the slowest dripper for me, so it may have dried a little more quickly in the cup as well. Using the purple as the starter here for me, I didn't have to manipulate as much to get it to the edge of the cup. I am going to spread it out a little bit there and then add 2 more drops to the center of my bullseye. This looks like the most beautiful gobstopper type bullseye. I'm so happy with how these look all together. I'm going to go in for a petal pattern this time, so I'm going to drag 4 points inwards and then just keep dragging in between each petal until I get the desired effect. These did bunch up in the center of my bullseye a little bit. You can see I try to get them spread out a little bit more there, but it's already dry on the outside ring, so I'm going to keep on going. As long as you get enough in the pattern for one nail, that's a total pattern win. So now I have my nails prepped with 1 coat of Tux Polishes Pure. I'll be using Cuticula, the unicorn poop type of nail tape. So this had a very light vanilla type scent with maybe a touch of floral. It really does cut down on that scent if you are not a fan of how that latex smells in the bottle. I'm not at all. This is one of the coolest nail tapes I've seen. It does have glitter in there that makes it look like a crelly polish, but once it dries down, you see maybe a slight purple tint with a ton of those little tiny glitters. So I am going to apply it all the way around my cuticle area and up towards my knuckle. I did do the underside of my nails as well. This is what it looks like when it dries down. It is super sticky and will stick against each other, so watch out for that. I'll go ahead and link her storefront down below. That was sent to me for review as well. So for my final look today, I figured I would start with the yellow because it seemed to be in the center of the collection and see how that spread. That did a pretty awesome job, especially for yellow. I think it spread a little bit more in terms of the pink, so a little bit slower to spread, but still really awesome. I'm going to go ahead and build up that bullseye and then work out the edges all the way to the edge of the ring. I feel like this really worked well for me. That way you don't get too much drying on that outer ring. I'm going to go ahead and build it up as much as I'm comfortable with. I did kind of pile up my bullseye here because I will be dragging mostly outwards with this pattern. I've never done this pattern before, so I'm super excited. I'm going to drag 4 points outwards and then keep dragging outwards in a spiderweb type pattern. And then between each of those, I'm going to pull inwards. So I think this is technically how you're supposed to do a spiral design. I've been doing only 4 outwards and 4 inwards. I think that the more you do, the more color variation you're going to get there. I did go ahead and film what it looked like in a full spiral, but I didn't like how it looked on the nail, so I'm just going to dip my nail in this pattern here, which is, I guess, like a starburst. I am no pro, y'all, so this is what it looks like on my index and middle nail. I really love dipping 2 nails at a time if I can get away with it. I'm going to go ahead and drag up the excess with that Q-tip. And this is super crazy bright on the nail, really pretty pattern. I'm going to go ahead and remove that liquid nail tape and then do a little bit of cleanup with acetone and a cleanup brush. This did end up drying pretty well matte on my nails, which is funny because they dried down glossy when I swatched them. As a top coat today, I'm using the Light Up the Shadows topper from this collection. I figured it was the most unique topper I've seen, and this is an absolute godsend for me for water marbles. Those little specks of glitter are really going to help mask any bubbles or dry patches, spots, or anything like that. I really loved how this looked on the nail, and I especially loved how it looked with a matte top coat. I did kind of placed some extra glitters there on my nail and fiddled around with them a little bit to get them nice and spread out. So here's a look at that completed mani before the matte top coat. So it is a glossy finish here. And then this is my swatch photo under artificial lighting with a matte top coat. And then once more under my UV or black lighting. So here's my final swatch photo at an angle, again under my artificial lighting. So all in all, I feel like this is a really versatile neon collection. They water marble really well. They also apply really easily, and they're supposed to be awesome for stamping. So if you're in the market for a neon collection, I think this is definitely a great option. Again, I do have that full swatch and review on my blog at sloppyswatches.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.